Hello and welcome to Mighty Obstacle Studios' month in review for January 2025. I did a lot of detail work for this month. Don't get me wrong, I still did a lot of programming and art in the background as well, which is why this month is going to be filled with a lot of fun stuff that I can't wait to talk about. First thing I wanted to mention is that Scouter's second draft of the script is being looked at. A very angry Skaven, if you recall from the last video where I mentioned him, is going to be looking through the script once again. This time, it looks like we're getting closer to a final draft of the script. I really want this script to be finalized so I can start slapping it in the game and figure out budgeting for translations. Bosses were also getting some love this month. I was able to set up a basic boss that I can reuse for anything in the entire game. Does that mean I'm going to have bosses that just look like a bunch of cubes? Sadly, no. What it can do, however, is talk to the game controller and allow the UI to adjust to the game having a boss in it. As well, it can activate certain things like end goals and camera changes if need may be. With that entire system set up, that means adding any new boss in this game is actually super fast, which means every time I put in a new boss, all the code's gonna be right there for me to reuse. Graphic-wise, there's been a lot of changes. I was doing some more research on Dreamcast-era games to see how far I could push Scouter to look. I first learned that most games for shadows use a combination of baked-in lighting for environments and real-time shadows for player characters, enemies, etc. Godot doesn't really have a baked-in lighting system, so I'm just going to keep using the regular shadow system it has and try to fake it as best as I can. I also added a fog system to some stages. What a shock! Fog in this era of gaming. I thought we could just render everything 10,000 units away. There was also a slight tweak of visibility I had put on Scout herself. Even though her eyes and jets actually glow, it turns out that making shaders just emit light doesn't actually turn it into lights in the engine. Now she has lights coming out of her eyes and her jet boots. This change allows Scout to have a lot more visibility in stages, and allows stages to keep very stylistic lighting choices. Trainyard Tantrum is supposed to take place at sunset, so now Scout can have the really hard shadow of a sunset on her back, but you can still distinctly make out where she is in the stage visually. I was really struggling with this, so it's nice to have some sort of solution to it. Oh yeah, not sure if anyone noticed that Scout and enemies have very hard cell shading now. I finally got that figured out. These can also be customized with unique albedo colors and unique gradients if I want. Hey, also, details! Look at all the props I added to Trainyard Tantrum. Granted, these only took like maybe an hour and a half to do. I need to put a little bit more effort into them, but the fact that they exist now is kinda cool. Alright, lightning round time. Big thing was getting respawning enemies to work. Now they work via the act that you're on and respawn when Scout dies. Tricks now attack enemies, which was always going to be a thing, so it's nice to see it implemented now. Cutscenes now can control Scout as an actor and allow her to do certain things. This was really fun to get working, and I'm so glad Scouter will have much more advanced cutscenes in Necrolepsy. Scout also has one new move, a stomp. It seems a down thrust attack wasn't enough, so I added something that'll instantly kill your momentum and send you straight down. It's actually really fun, but it needs animations and the ability to hurt enemies. So that's the end of this video. That means I have something to recommend to you. After being thoroughly disappointed with the Elder Scrolls II Daggerfall, I'm recommending its actually great sequel, Elder Scrolls III Morrowind. This is a fantastic RPG with a crazy amount of systems that you can use and abuse. Amazing music, fantastic world building, and the story has a lot of ambiguity where you're given agency to connect some dots yourself. It's overall a fantastic game and in my top 10. I'm actually shocked I never recommended it here. It's going to play a huge role in inspiring Dracoblood when I finally get the chance to work on it again. If you like this video, please make sure to check out the Mighty Obstacle Studios Patreon. Every donation helps to speed up the process of this game. There are tiers where you'll get access to the Discord server and access to the alpha releases of Scouter. You can also follow us on other social media platforms, such as right here on YouTube, along with X, formerly Twitter. I wonder when I can stop saying formerly Twitter. Next month is all going to be about love. The love I have for making this game. It's time to give this game a proper vertical slice. First thing I'm going to do is touch up the rest of the visuals in Trainyard Tantrum, then I'm going to add the boss fight for Trainyard Tantrum, Then I'm going to improve a lot of Scout's animations, and then I should be good to go. I did submit a booth recently for Scouter to be at a convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin called Midwest Gaming Classic. It's only been submitted right now, but please hope and pray that it gets in. I would really like to see what this game would be like in a live setting to get actual feedback ASAP. Regardless, all of us are working around the clock. The composers have been going ham lately, our level designers are cranking out levels like you've never seen, writers are going through and making sure my spelling errors are fixed, and the guy that does everything else. There will be more news about a potential convention appearance in the future, so until then, see you next time.